Okay, so there is a kind of, hopefully a final thinkoid, which I shall attempt to tackle now. I don't know how well I'll do, but hey, I'll have a bash. Because I want to kind of make a sort of, well, it's actually a very good comparison, but it'll sound weird comparison, and it might sound like quite an accusatory comparison. But I want to talk a little bit more about your deck of the subconscious and manipulators and some of the shit that happens, and then I'm going to translate, hopefully, some of those. But I'm not calling you manipulators. Okay, ready? Let's go. Okay, so manipulators work by utilizing the functions and or dysfunctions of the subconscious against itself. So, like I said, the subconscious learns in kind of big blocks of things, and it just sort of, it'll go like, right, so when I'm feeling this and I do that, that happens. And then it'll test it. That's why you get, people do say, I was testing you in a relationship. People do test it because they need to know if someone is fucking, has a steady temperament or whatever. So they fucking test it. That's your sort of subconscious. That's the kind of things it will do to test things. But it's learning all the time. And so it sometimes needs to confirm its learnings. And that's one of its stupid, dickish little dysfunctions. And that's where the manipulator comes in and goes, I can use this to my benefit. Because, the subconscious will learn from feelings that are in you. So it learns that when it can learn things like, if someone else gets upset something I've done, that means I'm terrible. Because if they're shown it, and that's another way they learn, they are shown by reactions of people. Because they like to learn quickly. Humans do, don't you? When you do something the first time, you go, and then you just do it quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker. That's why you fast forward people to the end and say, just get over it. I know what the cure is, get over it. No, getting over it is a presentation of the cure. So when the cure's already happened, that's when you get over it. Anyway, so it can be taught, it can be mistaught, it can be made to feel responsible, and it can, ask anyone who's had a 3 or 4 year relationship with a narcissistic person, and they'll tell you that they'd started to doubt their reality. Well, my state of doubting reality is a permanence. And yeah, I know why. But I can't do anything about it because it's, well, I'm not saying I can't do anything about it, but I can do so much less about it than people would think. I did speak to my little friend at the gym the other night, as I mentioned. And I mentioned this to her, and it was the way she seemed to really fucking get it. And it's probably because I just boiled it right down. I've spent hours talking on videos about it. But I just sort of said about how, this shit comes up and you think, oh God, yeah, it's because of this, that, and the other, and this, that happened, and da-da-da-da-da. And you consciously know all about it, and it's exactly what everyone else tells you, and then goes, because of this, that, and the other. And you go, yeah, I know, but it's still here. And it was the way that she laughed and what I saw in her eyes. And she was like, yeah, she was struggling with something similar of her own. Not saying she's definitely in the same boat or a peas in a pod or anything like that. But it was the way that she got it, because, all too often, just that conscious, interpretation and reevaluation of it is always relied upon to just do the trick. And you sort of think that, I've said before how it can lead to me getting angry, because I think you're just repeating shit I've been trying endlessly for years and thinking that's been done for years and all that sort of shit. And then to get reprogrammed as it's all just me making it up then. And because they've got to the end of their road of understanding is what's happened. And so they just shrug it off as whatever the societal fucking stereotype is, oh, you want to stay sick, you're never happy unless you're moaning, da-da-da-da-da, poor me. Let me pull out one of the society's fucking piss-takey fucking titles against real mental health issues. Mummy issues, daddy issues, sexually frustrated, fucking needy, da-da-da-da-da. They're all just fucking expressions of a fucking lonely, despairing human, or a fucking petrified human who knows they shouldn't be petrified, but they are, or a human that's just bitterly lonely and doesn't have any affectionate touch ever. They're horrible things to go through, and they're jokes. You lot fucking love it. Nah. Because again, it's very often, you know, mummy or daddy issues. That's how people are described when they're misbehaving in relationships and all slagging him off for being such a shit and da-da-da. Oh, he's probably got mummy issues. How often have you heard that? Because I've fucking heard it. And those are the things I'm on about. That's the subconscious learning. The subconscious learns when it sees people's reactions to things. That's how manipulators get in. Manipulators give you false reactions to things. You know, the anticlimax when you're seeking their attention, and then you say something all excited, and they go, oh, and they just flatten you. They flatten you with their reaction. Or, you know, the little sort of, yeah, all right then, giggling away, or just, you know, just hinting very mildly about commonly known things about you, or just slipping them into conversation. That's how they start to get to you. And they do a lot of it with unspoken reactions to things. So then I'm going to compare that to the what leads to, I think, you know, I don't have schizoid personality disorder, but I flagged up fucking massively high on it. You know, that was all real. That test was real. Those are my symptoms. All of those are my fucking symptoms, regardless of what two names I ended up with. That was a representation of my fucking symptoms, is what that graph was. So call it what you fucking like. There's a human mind in fucking chaos, is what it is. Absolute chaos. And is trying to think its way out of it with an unhealthy mind that can't think properly. This was pretty much been going on for years, and that's why things have been getting steadily fucking worse. Because if you use the sick thing to try and fix the sick thing gets sicker. Doesn't it? Yes. But so, when you see attitudes in people's faces, reactions to things, oh yeah, it tells you everything you need to know sometimes. And you might actually be wrong, but this is what Dr. Bleepity would call the schemas, that feeling that comes up. But it's based on that subconscious learning. Oh fuck, this is my fault. And one of mine is, oh fuck, I can't interpret anything. Might have it wrong again. Just getting the world wrong is fucking, you know, something that someone else could say, oh, so what? You know, who cares? It's like, again, we're not talking about the fact that I thought it might have been this, but it was the uncertainty. So if this is love and this is hate, and there's all the different things in between that could indicate one of them, we might be talking about the difference between that and that. And it doesn't fucking matter, because I can't tell the difference. I am as fucked up. It's the uncertainty of what that gets to me. But then we all get our subconscious confirmed by other people's reactions. Like I keep saying, it doesn't matter what people think. No, it's the way people treat you. And, you know, if you have an illness that is fucking horrible to have, and it is basically fucking ridiculed, spat at, eye-rolled, you get tentative about talking about it. That's the fucking truth, mate. And very often you'll be hearing someone talking about someone else. Your subconscious learns. Every time you see people's reactions to things, your subconscious learns. You might consciously agree or disagree with them, but your subconscious is always learning, and that's how it learns things. So, the eye rolling. I can get people to the point of eye rolling because of confusion. What now? There you go. That shit from the past, that shit that you got over, that you did all the forgiveness over, boff, right here, right now, this very second, in 2020, booted in the fucking nads by it. It's exploded inside me, and I'm in fucking bits, and I know exactly why. I'm able to do fuck all about it. I can't do fuck all about it, because now I've had a big emotional fucking blur, and my brain's in disarray, so now I'll be emotionally unsettled for a few hours. And, you know, that's because my twisted subconscious was taught badly. But it was the deep shit. It was the deep stuff that you really don't know about. And like I say, so often it just manifests as an uneasy feeling, or a feeling of impatience towards something, and get suddenly impatient. Like I said, when I phoned up last Friday about the wellbeing groups, and I got to like the third or fourth date, and I didn't say anything, but just internally I was thinking, oh, God, for fuck's sake. That was boiling up inside me. Total impatience. I wanted to tell her to fucking shut up. I had phoned her to ask her for some information, and she was giving it to me. And I was battling that shit. And I don't know, I haven't sort of revisited why, but, you know, I could probably find, if I thought hard enough, what it was triggering off in me. This is what I say when I can't fucking help it. But a lot of this is because, you know, I see things in society that are repeats of twisted acts of manipulation. They use manipulators will use normal acceptable modes of human interaction, non-verbal communication, and the points at which that non-verbal communication is appropriate. As an for fuck's sake, shut up. Whatever, that sort of thing. Those have all been twisted up to fuck. And they push buttons from fucking ancient times within me, and it's fucking horrible, because you know, then I'm feeling like I haven't got over it. I'm feeling like I'm holding on to the past. And here I am trying with every ounce of my fucking being to live in the present and to move on from that shit. And here it is. This isn't the past anymore. It's right fucking here, right now. And here it is again. It still hasn't gone anywhere. That's why it keeps you stuck. Me stuck. See, I didn't personalise it there. I was going to make a video about that. I language and you language. So many people don't get that. Do you know why? Because they're still in denial. So the first bit of denial is that you get it out of everyone early on in recovery, when they start saying, if you know, you'll hear it on the news if someone's been in a disaster, or they've been, you know, lived in a little village and someone murdered, and you just don't think it's going to happen. You don't, and they're always talking to you. They're talking about something that happened to them, but every word they use is you. That is, you know, because your subconscious is a dick. It's already going to denial. It doesn't want to accept that it happened to me. It's already burying that shit. And if you think I'm talking shit, you don't know enough about what this shit is, and you're probably in denial. Because it does. And people go, what do you mean? What's the difference? Oh, yeah, there's a huge difference. And the reason they're getting shitty is because they're in denial. They're in denial. Just using I language instead of you language. We always try and say you. People talk about drinking. Oh, you just can't stop thinking about it, you know. It's all you can ever do. And they keep saying you. And you say, personalise it. Who are you talking to? Oh, blah, 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 blah. It's that first instant bit. There you go. There's denial. It's very easy to spot. Denial is very easy to fucking spot. And we all do it. We all fucking do it. That's one where I will say, oh, we all do that one. All right? Fucking denial. Total fucking slave to your subconscious poison paradigms. Yeah, we do all do that one. I don't want it to get shitty though. But yeah, I think I might watch this one back, because I don't know what I'm going to call it. And I don't know if... I think I've covered my thinkoids. But let's find out.